those seeing the same shit as me. Crazy dream, if I'm being honest. Time travel, I want it, don't got it, never gonna get it, cause time flies by, taking with it every little bit of good you could get out of it. Saw myself hitting walls, all without a cause as it made.
Hello YouTube, my name is Justin Beargeist. I'm a professional psychic medium, angel reader, writer. I'm a songwriter. I'm a cinematographer. I am an editor of video and image. Yep, that's about it. But anyways, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna be using this channel as a supplement to my website, Crystal Connections. It's a WordPress right now, and essentially what I hope to do here is go into deeper detail about any subjects that I decide to touch on in my blog or on the website. I've been considering for a while what I wanted to do for my first video. I wanted to do something introductory, and I wanted to do something that would help you guys get to know me. I just couldn't come up with what to do. So I decided that I'm just gonna kind of dive right into it. You can head over to my website if you want to take a read through the actual text entry for what I'm about to go through. The intent to manifest. So many of you will have heard of the law of attraction. Intent to manifest is essentially the law of attraction. A book that goes into really good detail about how to utilize this. It's called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. That's actually what kind of got me started on my entire spiritual journey. Watching The Secret movie and listening to The Secret audiobook 50, maybe 60 times we listened to it. It really got ingrained in me. I kind of took from it. And prior to me discovering the law of attraction in my life, I'd been chronically depressed, I was anxious, I was socially disorderly, I wasn't a very nice guy to be around, nobody liked me, I didn't have any friends. As a result of all of these characteristics that I had, I kind of clung to the law of attraction for dear life for a little while, because I had heard stories and I had seen, their other people's experience with it, so I figured, there might be some grounds to it, even as the atheistic little bugger that I was at the time. And I just gave it a shot. I started using my mind to manifest. The results were, astounding. I didn't get anything great at the start, nothing totally fantabulous or fantastic. I didn't get any, a new bike or anything like that, but I did see the effects of it working. And as soon as I saw it work for monetary gain, I dropped the whole concept of attracting anything physical into my life and completely focused every bit of my being on just attracting happiness. All I wanted was to be happy. I didn't care what it was that took to get there, or what I got, or whether I was going to get anything, or if it was just going to be spiritual development or emotional development. Keep in mind, I didn't believe in spiritual development at the time. But whatever, I just wanted to be happy because I was so tired of being a loser that was greasy and didn't take care of himself, that nobody liked, that was an asshole, I was a jerk to everybody. Grade 7, I began using The Secret and the law of attraction, and by the time I reached the end of grade 8, I was completely turned around, on a new leaf, new page, completely different person. I was more hygienic, I was more mature, I was not randomly rude. When I got into high school, people kind of started to like me more, and life just got better. So the way that my post kind of goes into this is it explains that each of us has within us the will, the desire, and the power to manifest our dreams, to manifest into physicality from the ether. The ether is one of the 6 circles of creation. It goes around the center circle, which is. It's just one circle, and then everything around it has its own characteristics because you can add things to it. In the first circle, you get void, which is nothingness. Maybe light. It's just void. There's just nothing. And then as you go around, you add the 4 planetary elements. Then at the end, you come to the ether. And the ether, you could consider the entirety of spirit and everything that is conscious that we do not necessarily perceive on a day-to-day basis. Some of these things can be perceived, just don't really look for them. On the whole, it's just kind of spirit in general is ether, and then the void would be everything in between. So the ether is an area separate from existence, where everything exists, anything can exist, anything that will exist does exist. And essentially what you do when you put your will towards creating something, this thing literally physically becomes in the ether. It's just any thought that you have is an etheric thing. So therefore, the moment that you think into being, metaphorically or hypothetically within your head, it is being, it is. In the ether, it truly, really is. All that really needs to happen is the ether needs to find a way to allow itself to take that concept, that idea that it's been given, and turn it into something physical. It's not hard for spirit to do. The only thing is it can't do it alone, because it needs a creator to create. You are the creator. I'm creator. We're all creators. Because you have to create this thing that you are manifesting, whether it's an idea or an object, money, a car, a relationship. You create this idea in your mind as a thing that truly is. It is, without any fathom of doubt. You feel it, you sense it, you know it. If it's a relationship you desire, you feel love. If it's a vehicle you desire, you feel the thrill and the rush of getting behind the wheel and starting up the engine and taking it for a rip. If you desire money, then you feel the abundance that would come into your life and the happiness that you would receive by being able to live in the situation that suits your every last desire. So once you have this mind state, step 2 comes around. The second step of creation is inspiration to act. You've created this idea in your mind, and you've given it to the ether, and the ether is now gone off, done a little bit of studying, some homework, figured out how exactly it is that you can get this thing into your life. Now, sometimes there will never be a need or call to action, but for the most part, there will be. Truly, you'll find that things come to you very easily. However, you still will be inspired to act. So, for example, you're attracting money. And this is actually a story from The Secret. Dr. Joe Vitale, I believe his name is, the writer of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, got like, I don't know, $1 million bill made up, and it's taped to your computer screen, like on the top, so that you can see it every day and look at it and say, yeah, I got $1 million. It just reminds you to feel that feeling of having $1 million, like from the first step. And then one day you're just in the shower. True story, by the way. You're just in the shower and you're just, pondering along, just thinking about that $1 million, and just maybe even you're starting to get a little worried that things aren't going to work out. But you just $1 million, and then all of a sudden, you just wait. An idea comes to your head. At first, it may not seem even relevant, but you know it's important. This idea, it's just, hey, this is an idea that I want to follow through with. This idea, I have to follow through with it. In the story example, Joe is there in the shower, and he comes up. He remembers, wait, I wrote a book. This is Chicken Soup for the Soul. He wrote this book, and he never did anything with it. He just let it sit there and sit there and sit there. He was miserable. He wasn't living life. So what this guy does is, he takes the book as is, does not change anything about it as it was from the moment that he received this inspiration. This idea of the book needing to be just the book. He was like, the book. That's all there was. It was the book. He needs the book. So anyways, goes to the book. And he just quickly does a bit of research, looks up some publishers, finds some people who might be interested in this book that he had written. And he sends it off to like 3 different publishers. And the first publisher that he sends it to gets back to him like within a week's time saying, we need this book, like we gotta publish this, we gotta, let us edit it, let's do this, let's do something. And By the time that that year had finished, that same publisher wrote Joe Vitale a check for $1 million. The publisher put a little smiley face beside the $1 million because it was the first $1 million check he'd ever written. Needless to say, the moral of the story really is that at any time, at any moment, it may even happen in your dreams and be realized in wake, you will receive inspiration to act, and you have to take the inspiration to act. The ether has set to work beginning to lead you towards the start of the rainbow, so that you can begin climbing to the top of the rainbow, and then once you get to the top, you can slide down the other side, and there'll be a little pile of gold there. That little pile of gold, that pot of gold, is your reward, what you were attracting, you're manifesting. But you won't get rewards without a rainbow. There has to be a rainbow for there to be a pot of gold there. And so you have to climb to the top. If you climb halfway up and fall off, that reward is gone. You'll never be able to get it back. You could create a new reward that's exactly the same and start working towards that one. You're never going to be able to get the first one that you originally, that door's closed, it's gone. Time flies by, taking with it every bit of good you could get out of it. Then the third step is just to receive. I mean, step 1, you create the rainbow. Step 2, you climb up to the top of the rainbow. And step 3, well, you slide right down to the bottom and pick up your reward. And that's pretty easy because there's no more, I mean, you're still moving forward. You're gonna be moving forward. So once you make it to the top of that hill and you keep moving forward, you're just gonna frickin' fall down the other side and just doop, 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 right onto a, like, instead of a pile of elephant poop, you're falling onto a pile of gold or diamonds. Yeah, y'all should read the post, because, like, there's some more. It's a little more condensed. It's to the point, it's concise, it's clear, it describes. Just check out the post, okay? You guys just got a new trick up your sleeve. Go out, start manifesting, you know, believe, understand, totally know that it is true. It will be true. It's really quite simple. All you gotta do is just do it. And if you're sitting there, trying to attract $1 million every day, you're just sitting there, toiling over bills, and being upset about how little money you have, think it's gonna work? No. It has to exist. It has to exist. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. Make it exist. Make it exist first. Then just let it come to you. My name is Justin Beargeist. Namaste.